This is the moment many of you have been waiting for, to hear from our number one sales director. Let me tell you a few things about her so you can visualize what success really looks like. Independent, elite, executive, senior sales director, Kristin accepted the Mary Kay opportunity in January of 2002 and debuted as a sales director 10 months later. Let me tell you just a few of her accomplishments. She's been in the top 10 of her seminar 4 times and a top 10 sales director nationwide 3 times, her highest as the number 1 sales director. She's led her unit to the $1 million Circle of Excellence 3 times, her highest in the $1,100,000 circle. She's been a runner-up to the Queen of Unit Sales for her seminar, as well as Queen twice. Kristin's highest monthly commission check is over $22,000. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the number 1 sales director for the Pearl Seminar and the number 1 sales director nationwide, independent, elite, executive, senior sales directors, Kristin Myers.
Congratulations to my 3-time $1 million unit. You are women of influence with a future-focused vision, and you make me so proud. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to share with you where I was 8 years ago when I started Mary Kay. I've grown up and live on an apple farm in a town that has no stoplights called Cana, Virginia. I was never a cheerleader, I never went to prom, and I was actually too afraid to walk at my graduation. I was more of the science fair queen. My career choices went from doctor to research scientist, but throughout the internship process, I just couldn't decide the perfect job for me. From working with different people, I learned that most people go through life engaged in jobs that give them no satisfaction, and I didn't want to end up with a life that seemed robotic. In the process of finding my why, I found my husband in an online chat room. Almost 4 years later, Mary Kay came along when my husband and I had 2 children, ages 1 and 3. My mother had a Mary Kay class, and for the first time, I experienced Mary Kay products, and I loved them. I left with a team-building packet, which I read while putting my 1-year-old down for a nap, and just thought it was really all a scam. Something made me so intrigued, though I couldn't stop thinking about it. I contacted the Better Business Bureau. I researched every website and book I could find on Mary Kay. Later, I told my beauty consultant that she was definitely professional with her red jacket. I complimented her discussion and told her if I ever did decide to join Mary Kay, I would choose her. I was still undecided 30 days later. I thought I was happy being poor and in love. Then on the last day of the month, January 31st at 7 p.m., the recruiter called me and said, I need 1 more person and a star inventory to reach my DIQ goal. And I said, here's my credit card number. If she had not called me and said that she needed me, I don't know if I would have ever joined. I had a low self-worth image of myself, and I needed to be needed. So I said, sign me up before I changed my mind. Lesson number 1, are you telling people about your goal and asking people for help? I thought if I was lucky, I could make $500 before Christmas, which was 11 months later, 11, and I could surprise my husband with our newfound business. Then 3 months later, my car needed a new transmission. I did not have a backup plan, but God did. So I went to a Mary Kay meeting and said, how do I earn a car? I borrowed my grandmother's car for 5 months until I earned the use of my career car. Lesson number 2. Do you give your Mary Kay business the same respect that you give your job? If you were being graded right now, what would you get? An A, B, C, D, or no credit at all? I became a great student that followed the rules and did not try and reinvent things. The next correct step on the marketing plan was for me to become an independent sales director. Although I really didn't know what in the world I was going to have to do as a director, I knew I would make 3 to 4 times more commission than a consultant. I wanted to take my kids to Disney World with my first big girl commission check, and that is exactly what we did. Lesson number 3, why resist the next correct step? You're either moving forwards or backwards. What do you want to do? Then my husband and I decided the income potential was here, and he could quit his job to be the best dad and homeschool parent to our 4 children, Lucas 11, Marcus 9, Isabella 7, and Thomas 4. Lesson number 4. Never use your children as an excuse why you can't be successful with Mary Kay. Use them as your reason in the beginning. As a new independent sales director, I did second guess myself and tried to question, is what I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And what I found out was that there was no really way to tell what kind of future Mary Kay will hold until you give it your very best, even when you're scared of the unknown. Next lesson, have you at this moment really given Mary Kay your very best? Your very, very best. I had to shake myself off more than once, but figured out to make this work, you have to pray and move forward. Pray and move forward, but stopping and waiting for an answer just brings frustration and confusion. So start moving again if you've stopped. Throughout the past 6 months, when I would occasionally think about what lesson or idea I had to share with you at this very moment, more than anything else, I heard the word love. Do you know that love is mentioned 508 times in the Bible? Of all the commandments, which is the most important? Jesus answered the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. I would like for us to all take a moment to look at the word love. L, leading on purpose with passion. Do you believe that every person on the earth is called to lead others? I do. Each day our job is to work to influence and lead others. Leadership is not just for a select few. It is for you. Passion can be seen in your eyes. It is sweat. It is vision that cannot be taken away or destroyed because it is your reason for breathing. O, overcome all adversities. That passion enables us to overcome obstacles, both real and imagined, and to see our own life as full of limitless possibilities. A person's true character is how he or she reacts during those adversities. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries potential to open your eyes and open your heart to help others face and overcome their adversities too. V, be a victor, not a victim. Do not let yourself give up. Did you know that Thomas Edison tested at least 3,000 different combinations of failed light bulbs before one started to glow? Edison was neither the first nor the only person trying to invent an incandescent electric lamp at the same time. Many inventors had tried and failed. Some were discouraged, and then others just gave up. E, immerse yourself in the Mary Kay culture. Some of my favorite parts of being on the top sales director trips is over dinner when I ask one of our executives, Mary Kay's business associates, but friends, tell me a story about Mary Kay. I want to do what I can to feel her presence. I want her beliefs to be something I can hold dear and never forget so I can truly pass them on. I want to be able to make her proud. Do you make decisions in your business by first asking yourself, if Mary Kay Ash was beside me, what would she do? If you haven't thought that thought yet, I encourage you to think a new thought today, to emulate her beliefs, passion, and golden rule service to everyone you meet, because leaders who compromise their values eventually compromise their goals. So guess what? I'm building a national area right now. Last seminar, I was here with 4 offspring sales directors. We came home from seminar and worked day by day to build others up the career path. In December, something told me to find Mary Kay Ash's memorial service. My national got me a copy. I had watched it as a new consultant 8 years ago and found it just a beautiful, peaceful example of a life worth living. Leadership came in January. It was my first executive and elite class, and what I got from that class was confidence in myself that I can teach this too. On January 31st, the last day of the month, working on finishing now sales director Debbie Houston's car, I get called to my grandmother's. She was told she had food poisoning a few days prior, and I get to her house to find her collapsed. My mother and I, my offspring sales director, did CPR, but knew she was gone when I saw her. It was just an empty shell, and I knew her true body was alive in heaven. I can't even describe the incredible pain of helplessness. She was the most influential, God-loving, incredible woman someone could ever meet, and she was gone. I remember feeling lost, stuck in a 20-inch snowstorm, almost impassable for help to come. I was on the phone later that day, trying to compose myself for 5 minutes. Debbie Houston had to win a car. She did. I could not spoil her special day. Debbie finished her car. She went into DIQ. Grandma's funeral was postponed for a week before the snow was gone enough we could leave our homes. I kept thinking of Mary Kay's memorial service that Glenda had given me. At our January Jumpstart, Glenda had gifted me that same national jacket as the Nationals wore to Mary Kay's service. I wore that jacket to my grandmother's funeral and was able to speak about her life of service. I know that Mary Kay and Grandma get along really good. February came. I went to $1 Million Weekend, my favorite weekend of the whole year. And while we were there, Debbie Houston found a lump on her breast, came home, had it surgically removed successfully, submitted her DIQ card a week later to become that car driver and a director, and her last treatment of chemo was Wednesday. On February 28th, the last day of the month, I get a call from one of my directors. We had heard that her 18-year-old son had been in a tragic motorcycle accident, and we're not sure if her mom, my offspring, Tess Caldwell, even knows. Tess Caldwell's son did pass away at age 18 from a head-on collision motorcycle accident. I leave my husband processing orders. People need to finish their cars. They need to become directors. It's 10 o'clock at night. I drive 2 hours to be with Tess, Kenneth, and their daughter Hayden. It's midnight, and my directors are there. Watching the face of a mother that has lost her child is something I never hope you have to see. The front yard of this talented young man, Houston Caldwell, had rows of pink Cadillacs and director cars filling the yard. The support her sister directors gave her was unlike anything other companies have ever seen. Life is precious, life is hard. Tess represents a National Court of Sharon Achiever, and she won her Diamond Bumblebee in June. Our national area, these women are fighters. We do not quit and we do not back down. These women are champions. Every 2 weeks, it seemed like something had happened to one of my women. Open heart surgery, sister-in-law has aneurysm and passes, leaving 2 small children. DIQ loses her mom and dad in a 3-month time period. And my director's house got burglarized the last week of June. I promise, even when you feel lost, you can make it. You can do it. You have so much to give as a child of God, and saying that you can't is an insult to your Creator. This year, we grew a total of 10 new directors. And after this month, we will be 4 decisions away from having our 20. I know it's just the beginning of a new chapter, a new journey. I am so excited about watching my directors and upcoming directors have all that I have. I can visualize the future of my national area, and something tells me we have Maui on our minds, on our walls, and in our hearts. This year, we're going to have a party on the beach on that top sales director trip for their determination to stay focused on the goal, regardless of adversities. Our future area goal is to have 100 women, 100, from our area at Leadership 2011 as directors, future directors, or DIQs. 100. And I want you to know that all of you out there can be there too. As Cheryl Warfield said, hello, Houston. Have you saved the date? January 12th. Put it in your date book. That will be that day. What will your career title be? Will you earn $1,000 for being a new director? Do you know how to get there? Talk to your customers, and if you don't have some, find some. Do you realize if you held 10 full circle parties a month for the next 5 months, that would be 50 parties? With 2 people per party listening to the opportunity, that would be 100 career talks and 25 new team members. This is so doable. It's so doable. Just stick to the plan, follow through, and race with yourself. You are called to be, and Mary Kay, do not let yourself fold. Do what you say and do it big. How much do you need to be a star? Track where you are and where you need to be by September 15th. Our company is looking for 50,000 stars. Promise yourself today you'll be one as a thank you gift for giving you this opportunity to the company. How do you feel after this seminar? Do you feel empowered? Do you have a sense of hope and belief in yourself that you can do it too? I want you to go out there and prove it to the world, your family, and yourself that this is the year made of no excuses. When Mary Kay was asked how she hoped her company would be remembered in an interview, she said, "As far as I'm concerned, our legacy will be that we have helped hundreds of thousands of women find out how great they really are, and that they can do anything in this world that they want to do if they want to do it bad enough and are willing to pay the price." And I want to end by asking, are you ready to pay the price? To have the satisfaction in your body, your mind, and soul that you sought after it. You fought the fight and you won. Thank you.